Hello, hello. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Welcome in, everybody. I'm so excited about today. I tried to turn the volume on the intro down. Let me know if it was like super low. I know that it used to like blast us all, so I figured out how to turn it down today. So it wasn't as loud as it usually is, but it also wasn't so quiet you couldn't hear it. How's everybody doing today? I'm so excited to be here with you. We're going to be talking about the difference between studying tarot and mastering tarot and what you can do to be in the mastering category. What I think really helps you master tarot. And oh, thank you, Jay. Thanks, Vanessa. Welcome in, guys. I also have a quiz so you can see your tarot mastery block. And so I'm kind of curious, what do you think the difference is between studying and mastering? I do have Facebook up on one screen and YouTube up on another screen, so hopefully I won't miss anybody's comments. Welcome in, everybody. It was still loud, but not crazy loud. Okay, perfect. That's good information. Thanks, Vanessa. Hi, Shar. How are you doing? All right. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think is the difference between studying and mastering? For me, studying is sort of the learning phase. So studying should happen for just as long as it takes for us to really get a good understanding of the systems of tarot, a good understanding of the card meanings. And by that, I mean like one or two keywords associated with each card. And I don't believe that those have to be memorized. I think you have a good idea how to do a reading, even if you haven't done a whole lot during the study phase. And that you are consistently doing your own readings. You've read with spreads and you've done one card pulls plenty for yourself. I think studying requires us to, look at the pieces, decide exactly what we are ready to learn, and make sure that we're making progress, right? Now, sometimes people stay in the study phase much longer than they need to. Like, I feel like it might be more beneficial for them to move into the mastery phase, but instead they're buying new decks, trying to learn new decks, trying to get more courses, trying to get more information. And I think that that's usually a sign or a signal of a block So I'm curious. Hi, Mikhail. How's it going? Oh, we got somebody share. The difference between studying and mastery is a page versus a king. I love this. I love this because here's the thing: the pages are studiers. They are at the beginning, and I love this analogy, Vanessa, because what I'm trying to say is so many people stay in the page phase when tarot mastery is the king phase. So, what do I mean by that? The pages are initiating, they're studying, they're learning new things. Then we come about the knights, they're doing the things, right? So, this is where mastery starts in the knight phase. We're like stepping into mastery a little bit. The queen comes when you feel comfortable enough to actually share your knowledge with other people. And the king is when you're really ready to own it. You are able to say very confidently, I'm a tarot reader. I love that analogy so much. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, guys. I do have a presentation here for today. So when you end up stuck in the page phase or even in the knight phase, because the knight, it can still have a lot of busyness around the studying side of things without moving into that mastery side of things, right? I'm just checking on Facebook, making sure we don't have any comments over there. Vanessa says, I stay stuck in the studying phase. I have blocks. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that keep us in that page phase, in that studying phase. So I have come up with 3 archetypes, and I do have a quiz that will help you know which archetype you are. But before you take the quiz, I'd love for you to take a look at these 3 archetypes and guess which one you think that you're going to be. Okay, so let's talk about these 3 archetypes that I have come up with. We have, first of all, the eternal seeker. This is the person who might be taking a bunch of courses. They might be reading only for themselves, or maybe they're really close friends. They're not getting any real feedback about their readings. And sometimes even years can pass without them feeling like they are a tarot reader. So they might have a lot of skills, but they're very unable at this point to label themselves a tarot reader, and they especially aren't sharing with others. This could be somebody who's doing a lot of research, taking all the courses, buying a lot of decks, but just not fully committing to being a tarot reader. I love quizzes. I can't wait for you guys to see this one. Okay, next we have the silenced intuition. So with this type of block, I feel like this is when we're letting other people dictate our world for us. So whether this is witch wound, whether this is I'm afraid of what my family's going to say, whether this is somebody said that I can't use keywords. And so even though this has been working for me, I've been told that this isn't the right way to read tarot. So this archetype isn't tuned into intuition. They're more tuned into the world, what the world is saying, what people outside themselves are saying. So instead of looking at a tarot technique and seeing if they're improving with it, they're listening to the outside world. They're getting distracted by it. They're actually getting discouraged by it and allowing what other people are saying to make their decisions for them instead of tuning into their intuition and asking what is best for them when it comes to tarot. And then the last one, let me know if you see yourself in any of these guys. The last one is the person who completes their studies and they're like, this is great, I've got it, I've completed my training. They go solo. And I think that this is especially with in the High Priestess Tarot School, it's all kind of work at your own pace. And so I see this happening with a lot of my students because they are able to work at their own pace. It's almost like a little bit of a self-study. Unless you're actually reaching out within the community, it can be very, very self-involved. So if you're not reaching out for study buddies, you're not reaching out within the communities, and you're just kind of self-studying and then finishing, you could feel really complete with the High Priestess Tarot School. There's so much there. But at the same time, you're not getting, some of the feedback, some of the structure, some of the practice that you could get in a higher level program. And so the Ready for More might go out on their own, do their readings, but still feel like something's a little missing, like they hadn't gotten the structure, the practice, or the feedback that they really needed. And so I'll see people coming back for more after they've finished their program. So I'm curious, do any of those feel right for you? Let's talk about how we can get through some of these blocks. And I do have a couple student stories here that I thought that we could talk about a little bit because there are definitely some things that we can do about it. So in this first student story, and I'm not going to name any names, but there was a student that had actually left because they were told that's not the right way to read tarot. So the keyword example that I gave is a really good example. There's a lot of people out there saying you can't read with keywords, which is totally wrong. You can absolutely read with keywords. And especially when you're a beginner, the keywords might be the most important thing with your tarot practice. And then over time and over practice, you might not even want or need your keywords anymore, right? But it's such a great beginning point that I know that I personally wouldn't have learned tarot without them. So this person left because people around her were saying you can't read tarot that way. And so instead of trying the program, she left. She tried a bunch of other courses. She wasn't able to find what she needed, and she came back. None of it fit her. None of it was effective for her. And so I put her under the silenced intuition because she was really listening to the opinion of others instead of just trying something and seeing if it worked for her. Here's another student. We have somebody who felt complete, went out, was doing the work consistently, but was really craving more depth, accountability, and feedback. And so he actually came back to the school as well. And so really, these recent stories, I think what it shows is, number one, trusting ourselves, but also number two, making sure that we are moving towards mastery if that's what we want, right? Making sure that we have that structured feedback, the support, the community that really is required for mastery. So let's talk about what mastery really requires. So I've kind of broken it down into a few different elements here when it comes to moving from that studying phase. Oh, I'm more of the first kind. Yes. Moving from that page phase to the knight, to the king phase, or at least the queen, right? I think by queen, we could definitely say some mastery is occurring, and a knight is a really good segue to that mastery. So this is what I really wanted to show you when it comes to the things that I think are really important, and that is showing up consistently. That means doing readings for other people, preferably outside of your closest circle of friends. Starting to do readings that feel safe, but less safe than your inner circle. Submitting your work and getting honest feedback. So getting good feedback from somebody who's already learned to master tarot, who is already reading tarot, and has other points of views for you to look at, and having a system that can ground you away from some of the noise of all of the people around you, right? Also belonging to a community. I think that that's really important. The relationships that we build along the way are another important part of studying. I don't know about you guys, but when I am studying a course or I'm learning something new, the people that I'm involved with, the people that are in my community, and the connections that I can make with them are so much better than anything I could like just go out into the world and do, because the people in the courses that I'm taking as a person who studies, they are so similar to me. They have similar likes and dislikes and struggles and things like that. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's really hard to find um, other business owners in the world who are going through the same struggles that I am, right? So, something that I love about the studying that I do is not just learning the new things, but it's also having people around me that think like me and have those same struggles as me. And I can't. I'm so in love with internet for this reason, because it really allows us to connect with so many more people. Okay, so Vanessa says, I see myself in the first archetype, but also the second. Let's go ahead and drop the quiz, guys. If you would like the quiz, go ahead and drop the word quiz in the chat, and I will get you the link to the quiz. Has anybody taken it yet? I did drop it in the High Priestess Tarot School. I didn't know if anybody would see it or not. So I don't know if anybody has actually seen it. But I did sneak it in over there at the High Priestess Tarot School. Okay, I dropped the quiz in the YouTube video. If you'd like the quiz, do you guys see it in the chat? I can also put it in the description. I'm pretty sure I can do that while I'm live. Okay, I also popped it into the YouTube description, guys. All right, so go ahead and take the quiz. And I want to talk about Tarot Mastery Circle, because Tarot Mastery Circle is kind of like the child of Tarot Practice Academy. We've had some restructuring within the memberships, and Tarot Mastery Circle is what Tarot Practice Academy was at the very beginning. And so as soon as I created the High Priestess Tarot School, I knew that people would need a place to practice. I knew people would need a place to have community, to experiment with spreads. I think that this is another part of tarot mastery, is learning how to read all the cards in lots of different situations. And so when I created the Tarot Practice Academy, which is now Tarot Mastery Circle, I really wanted there to be the spreads that people could practice with, not just for the practice sessions, which they're really handy for that, but also just for lots of practice in applying each card in lots of different contexts. Oh, you're the external seeker. I think, honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be in the first two, the external seeker and the silenced intuition. I think that those are probably going to be the two most common. So anyway, when I created Tarot Practice Academy, I really wanted a place where people could practice, because I knew you couldn't master tarot without practicing. When I learned tarot, I labeled my study deck and I literally got on TikTok lives and I did readings. I did them publicly. I did them. It was very nerve-wracking at first, because it's one thing to be in a safe space where you're, you know, with other students, and it's a whole other thing to like put yourself out there in front of complete strangers and you know, just like muddle through it. But it was so important for me to get that practice. If I hadn't practiced, I would have just had cards with keywords on them, right? So I knew practice was such a big part of things. And I knew that spreads were a big part of things. So those were two things that I really wanted to include in Tarot Mastery Circle. And also, High Priestess Tarot School is fully included in it as well. And you guys might be pleased to know that we have brought back Tarot certification. Tarot certification has not been available for a few months, and I have now folded it into the Tarot Mastery Circle. So, certification. Let's first talk about the flash opening. So Tarot Mastery Circle is a closed membership. We are opening it for 2 days only. So it will close again on the 5th. So Tarot Mastery Circle is now open. You can join it right now for the next two more days. And if you're in the High Priestess Tarot School, your last payment for $7 will be refunded. And you do have High Priestess Tarot School in Tarot Mastery Circle, by the way. If you do upgrade or join Tarot Mastery Circle during this 2-day period, you will get 30 spreads for Mastery 2. These spreads are specifically for helping you calm overthinking, for rebuilding your self-trust, and to read for others without fear. So these spreads are really to help you, especially if you are in these two blocks here, the Eternal Seeker or the Silenced Intuition. These spreads are specifically to help you move through any of the blocks or the fears that are coming up. They're specifically there to help you move through those blocks. So let's talk about the certification. The certification can be done in as little as 12 weeks. It is work at your own pace. So you don't have to do it that fast if you don't want to do it that fast, but you can do it within 12 weeks. What you have to do for certification, first, did you guys want to see what's in the tarot practice or the Tarot Mastery Circle? So first we have the tarot practice sessions. Second, we have the weekly spreads, and you guys get the weekly spreads for all time. So there's like so many spreads in here, guys. This is ever since Tarot Practice Academy started. There's been a spread every single week. You get a new spread drop every single week, but you also get access to all of the old spreads. And then you'll also get access to tarot certification. So let's talk about how to get certified. So let's kind of pop into here. So certification requires taking 5 modules of the High Priestess Tarot School. This isn't even the entire training of the High Priestess Tarot School, but just the 5 core modules. And you can do that at the same time that you're practicing your readings. So you're also required to turn in 12 practice forms. So basically, this is a reading form showing me, here's a practice reading I did. Here's what stood out to me. You're able to request feedback on 2 of those forms as well. And then once you have all of your module completion surveys in and all 12 of your forms in, you can apply for certification. There is an additional $99 fee for certification, and then you get your certificate. So I think, does anybody have any questions about Tarot Mastery Circle or the certification process? I can pull this back up too. Let's see. This kind of outlines it too, nice and clear, if you guys would like to screenshot that or anything. You're the Eternal Seeker, Yvette. I see myself in the top 2. Yeah, and so, you know, a lot of you are in Tarot Mastery Circle. This is just an added benefit that you can have for the certification. And you don't have to do your readings, your practice readings in the tarot practice sessions. You can do them with family, with friends, but you do have access to the tarot practice sessions when you are in the Tarot Mastery Circle. So anybody have any questions? Yeah, you won't see the certification yet, Lisa. I haven't added anybody to the space. I wanted it to be a surprise. So by the end of today, you'll be added to the space. Oh, and by the way, for people who are in Tarot Mastery Circle, I also created a really cool checklist let me show you this real quick too, while I have you on here. I created a really cool checklist too, because we used to have one that was a PDF, but then you had to print it out and check them off. So now I created this really cool Google Sheets checklist for you guys. So you can just click when you've completed your module completion survey, and then you can click when you have submitted one of your readings. You can do 6 of them for someone else or for yourself, but 6 of them have to be for someone else. And then it's also got all the links you need. So it's a really easy to follow sort of guide for your certification too. So that's also included here in the space where it says your certification checklist. All you have to do when you open it is go to File, make a copy, and it'll put it in your own Google Drive. Okay, guys, any questions? I can't wait. It's amazing. Yes. I'm so excited. It's really funny because we have had so many of you guys reaching out asking for certification back. And then I had one of our certified members messaged me the other day, and she says, I just got this really great opportunity. I can work for for this wellness company. I can go to these businesses and do tarot readings for them, and I'm so excited, but they need my certification. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it to you right now. It's so funny because she emailed me, she messaged me all that morning, like within an hour. I'm like, okay, I'm getting it for you. So it really can open doors, guys. She's been doing readings now professionally for, I'd say, pretty close to a year, and she does so good. And now she's working with a company doing wellness retreats and in offices doing readings. And how cool is that? And I was already planning this. I was already planning on bringing this back, but it reminded me how really, really important it is, and how nice it is for you guys to have a place to go and to feel really confident about where you're at with your tarot. Because honestly, it's all about feeling good within your readings, and the feedback, the support, the practice, that's what helps you feel good. It's not about some huge tarot skill that you need. Everything that you need for tarot is already within you. But the practice, the structure, the steps, the feedback, all of that just helps with understanding how your readings impact others, right? Once you're able to see the impact your readings have on others, you can see how valuable your skill really is. You got certified, right, Shar? Okay, no questions, guys. Is that everything for today? I'm going to check Facebook. I don't think I got any comments over there at all. No comments. All righty, guys. Well, I will let you go. If you do have any questions, reach out. Like I said, the flash openings for the next 2 days. If you have questions about the certification, about the program, about the bonus, feel free to reach out. support@sunnysync.com. We're always here to answer any questions for you, and we'd love to see you guys join. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited to get some more people certified. You're so welcome, Maida. I think I've kept myself in a loop because I lack confidence in my readings. Yeah, I mistook that learning would create confidence. You're so welcome, Vanessa. You've got this. We'll talk a little bit more about that later too, Vanessa. The certification portal is now a part of Tarot Mastery Circle. It is now an included feature within the Tarot Mastery Circle. You get the path to certification. You will have to pay the $99 certification fee. but and I don't have any plans to retire that feature. It's now a part of what you guys get. You're welcome, guys. Also, if you are in Sacred Vision Society or any of my other programs, any of my higher programs, I would be more than happy to let you into Tarot Mastery Circle for free. So if you're in Sacred Vision Society and you are interested, you do not have to get an entire membership. I will absolutely loop you in. All you have to do is email me and I will make sure that you have access to those spaces in Circle. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.